Hi there, I am doing another sketchbook practice for today, watching Dr. Dre off to the side here on my iPad, and in addition I have my reference photo of a very striking model, and I'm going to see if I can replicate her as best as I can. I have been wanting to really zero in on bettering my portrait sketches as far as proportion. So after I do my sketches that I will show you what I've produced, I think I'm going to watch a little bit more content on basically bettering my skills. I don't necessarily want to do like the grid method, which is something that's been suggested a lot. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of that method. But I'm gonna look up some more videos about how to be better at portrait sketching and probably reference this book, which I've talked about before, read a little bit into that. But all this ramble to say, doing a sketchbook practice, please join me. So here's the starting off base of my sketch. So I'm tapping into the Andrew Loomis method, and you see that I have the cross section here within the circle, which kind of helps me line up the eyes. I'm just kind of etching in the mouth, and I have the ear, at least the starting point of the ear. So I'm just going to be working around the circle, kind of building off of it and just adding a little bit more features. And I'll come back to you once I have the basis of her face before erasing away these markers for proportion's sake. Everything kind of started fair enough or well off, and it just slowly descended into madness. So I have a lot of markings on the page right now as I scramble to fix my portrait as best as I can. But it already is pretty uncannyville. Like, I just feel proportion wise it's not where I want it to be, but I'm so tired of erasing and recorrecting that I'm just gonna just start to build around what I have already laid down on the page here and see with some shading and what have you if I can kind of make something out of nothing. But this sketch really got away from me really quickly. And it's bumming me out, but I'm just gonna keep going and see where I get. Here is just a little bit more detail. So I'm starting with the shading work, just trying to get some dimension going with the cheekbones, blending into the neck area. I had a really hard time with proportion with this model's face for today. I'm going to be completely honest. I threw my pencil a couple of times. I got super in my feelings, really annoyed, but I'm going to see what I can do with this. I'm going to continue adding some layers. I find that with reference photos that I use with people with fair skin, I tend to kind of muddy up the picture by adding too much pigment, and then with darker skin models and people that are around my skin tone and even darker still, I find that I'm not laying down enough pigment. So it's just always that battle of how much pigment that I'm using with the graphite pencil, what's too much, what's too little. And sometimes I look at the page and feel that I've put so much that it overwhelms the picture, only then to take still photos or video and watch the playback or look at the photo, and it doesn't show anywhere close to the same amount of depth. So it's always this balancing act that I'm playing around with. But I'm just going to continue to go from here, and I'll keep checking in with my progress. And here is even a little bit more detail, a little bit more building up. And here's my final result for today. I think I'm going to leave it at that. As per usual, I kind of leave the hair out. I could definitely tend to doing more studies on hair. And I'm debating if I should have done a little bit more layering with the shading process, to be honest, but I like it, and I kind of want to get some more stuff done that I need to get done on the side, and I wanted to look at more videos, as I mentioned earlier in my video, to kind of help me with technique as far as proportion. Proportion is so tricky for me, and getting everything to line up and not look uncannyville. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me for this video. Hope you have an amazing day. Hope you join me in the next video. Peace.